This is an overview of the Allure Global Web CMS Content Management System. To access the Web CMS, you will need credentials provided by an Allure support or account manager. To access the Allure Web CMS, you will type in https://salient.allureglobal.com. This is the login screen that will use the credentials that you were provided. If you're an Allure support team member, you will come to a screen similar to this and have multiple customers to choose from. If you are a customer, you will only have access to your own content and players. So I'm going to select a customer and we're going to do an overview of what's currently happening. So on the right hand side we have a version number, your user who you're logged in as, a logout button if needed, the client that you're currently logged in as, and on the left hand side we have the navigation pane. The primary usage of this is to create price changes, slot content, publish changes, and check on general inquiries of the players and their statuses. First one we're going to go to is players. This is going to show you the status and different information of players that are live in the field. So here we are. This is the general player screen. Left hand side is your status. A red circle with a white X indicates the system is offline and no longer communicating with our CMS, so we are unable to push or make any changes to the system. A stormy cloud or a cloud indicates that the system is running and communicating but is experiencing some issues on the player screen. A sun indicates that the system is running as intended and is syncing and receiving player updates as they're being pushed out. So right here we have a couple other different information. We can see a price list. So this is controlling what prices are managing the products. We see the playlist. This controls the time and the different media boards or placeholders that are being used. And then we have the site and the name. Right here we're going to click on the status. This is going to show you the extra information at the site. Right here up top we have the for screen right here. Two main things that we have with this is that we have a player screenshot that runs every 30 minutes unless indicated or changed by an Allure employee. Here it will show you what is currently showing on the system and what is currently going on. If it is during a video that this screenshot is taken, you could see blurriness or different types of what looks to be malfunctions, but it's just the system running through a video. Up here we have status details. It's going to tell you when this information was taken along with the screenshot timestamp. So right here we have the version number of the player that's being used currently at the site. We have the operating system, its service pack. We have the computer type of system, and also the amount of system memory and the video adapter. The IP address can be used for remote access usage if it needs to be accessed. This information is generally good for if there's a timing that's off like a board is not switching when it's supposed to, or systems going offline to a blank screen before it's supposed to, or any other general timing issue. If you notice, you can see current player time is 1:32, where the screenshot was 2:31. This information shows that it's an hour off. This is taken at Eastern time zone, so this indicates the player time is currently an hour behind, so they are in Central time zone. For Allure support employees, the playlist and media boards are two primary things you're going to want to use. AMC 5 screen is the playlist that contains the placeholder, template, or media board that's being used. Right here you see the support screen spacer on the media boards, which is the content that's currently on the site. Here's the support screen spacer, and here's the media board that's currently slotted. Resuming after the players section, we now want to go to the sites. Each site needs to be in the system for then the players and or multiple players be associated with that site. If the system is being done correctly, you should see addresses and zip codes and the states and all the other different things in the site screen. This is where you can put in phone numbers for access or to call the site. Here we have content. This is the actual data that is being put into the screens. You can see if it's an image or a video by going to media type. Let's see if we can find. Here's an animation. So that's a video. You can also see the dimensions of the video or picture by seeing right here to indicate how large or big it is. Over here we have the content product mapping type. This information is just used for sorting purposes and is not specifically needed when creating or changing or adjusting content, but is best to keep it as they're supposed to be for easier searching of the content. We have products. Products are actual codes or naming conventions that show up at the sites. For instance, we can go to players and go back to the initial screen that we were at to see these. So right here we have movie nachos. We can go to our product list. And here's movie nachos. Now if you notice, there's a couple different ones that have different codes and associated, but not very different in the naming conventions. The codes indicate what can be mapped to it through product mapping and actual content. So for instance, product mapping, which is what's showing up right here with the calories, can be associated by setting that code up. So opening up product mapping, bring up movie nachos. So here we have the text overlay, which is being shown right here. So 1390 for $13.90. And we can also use that same product code. So here we have the product code 114 that's currently being used. So 114 and 114B. We can actually go over to our price lists and type in 114. Oh, excuse me. So initially when we go on to the price list screen, we actually have to go in and look at the specific price list that is at the site. From this screen, we actually cannot see the price list other than going in and clicking edit here at the top. Here you're going to see price list For's layout regular. So we're going to go back to our price list over here, go to For's layout regular, and then we're going to click on the gray bars on a white piece of paper for the edit. And here's where we're going to type in that product code. So product code 114, matching to our text overlay for calories that is showing up right here. Movie nachos, $13.90, $6.79. So we're going to type in, now we're at the price list, so we're going to type in that 114. So now you'll see the movie nachos, 114 for $6.79. You can also see that they did a different way instead of using product mapping by using XML style sheet to actually do the 1390 calories. This is not recommended unless you know the style and XML code that's needed to use to put this in. Here we have the playlist, which is AMC 5 screen. So we're going to go to our playlists. AMC 5 screen, go ahead and click on it. Now as you see here, we have a 201 black, an 8 AM reboot, and then the same menu or placeholder or menu board, media board, or template that is slotted over and over and over again. This 201 black indicates a black wash is put on. An 8 AM machine reboot actually restarts the machine instead of just restarting the player. All playlists should have the machine reboot instead of the player reboot unless the players are on the version 4.7.3.2. To go in and look at this more specifically, you can go to Edit Day or Edit Series. Edit Day will only edit specific day, and Edit Series will change all days that are in the series. So let's go to AMC Regular. That is a placeholder. Here you see AMC Regular, that is slotted right here. That then goes to the playlist screen, so AMC 5 screen. So to see how everything is working together, we have a player on playlist AMC 5 screen. Then we go to the playlist AMC 5 screen and see that AMC Regular is being shown. Now I know this is not a media board or template, but you can also slot those independently. So here we go to the playlist placeholder, AMC Regular. And this is what the placeholder screen looks like. Here's where you can slot media boards or set them to blank. Media boards, so right here we have a support screen and then a media board, or you can even slot a template. Once you make your changes, always update placeholder. You cannot just exit out without using the placeholder. Our media boards and templates. Media boards are basically templates that are individual and or used multiple times. Let's go into media boards. So right here you see two different 2014 Two's Hot Foods promos. Instead of creating multiple templates to use the same dimensions and slotting of content, we create multiple media boards for the easeability of slotting media boards instead of slotting templates, as you can adjust and make changes in media boards easier than doing it on templates. Here's what the template screen looks like. Here's each individual template to itself. There should not be any duplicates other than if it's a different version or a newer version. Notice some of them have a V1. This is the template we looked at initially on the media board screen for those two media boards. The last page that you want to look at is our publish screen. The publish screen is where you'll do your publishing of changes. Anytime you do a product change, a price change, a content change, a configuration change, a slotting of a different placeholder, a different playlist, anytime you make a change, you need to publish your content. Anytime there's a pending change to a site, there's going to be a orange triangle with exclamation point in it. Once you have published the content, by clicking publish content, you will then go to a hourglass with an arrow on it. Once the site has been published, you will have a green checkbox as indicated seen here. Once again, anytime you ever make a change, you need to publish content. Go to the publish screen and publish. Even if a screen is already set for receiving new content, like you've already made a change, then you remember, oh, I forgot to do a price change. You go to your price list and you make a change. You then go to here and still select it and publish content. Each time you do a publish content, it's like taking a screenshot of the current configuration and sending it to the player. So when you make a change, that screenshot is an old screenshot and not the new one. But you want to send the new and updated content to the site. This has been the Allure Global Web CMS Overview.